Welcome back to One Nation Slow Pitch. Todd Sledge, Rick Burke, National Vice President of Slow Pitch Development and all of our strategy with slow pitch. Rick, one of the things that makes players excited when they play this game is to get to championship play.
Yeah, that's always a big time in the season when you put in all the hard work to get to that point. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
We basically take over Berliner Park in August, and I'll give you a chance to talk about those Nationals and World Series play coming up.
Yeah, we're really excited about the dates that we've secured, and it's not new dates. It's dates that we've had for a few years,
Sure.
and the partnership we have with the Columbus Parks and Recs Department, and being able to utilize the fields there as they've grown and added new turf fields and turfed the whole complex, 31 fields. We've grown with them.
Yep.
So it's kind of a nice partnership. But the first weekend I want to mention is our Nationals weekend for our D&E teams, our men's D&E teams. We're going to do them August 8th and 9th. So we bring them in, and it's a big weekend. So BATS, which is the organization that all of the funding goes to for the Columbus area, they have the men's major that weekend that they host, and we're going to do our Midwest Nationals that weekend. So for D&E teams, we can take over 100 teams. We have almost the rest of the balance of the park.
Wow.
So we're really excited about what we can do with Nationals, and Nationals is just a couple of weeks leading up to some of the World Series dates. So the men's D&E teams, make sure you guys have that on your calendar. August the 8th and 9th at Berliner Park for our Midwest Nationals for the D&E teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you a chance to kind of set your stage up and see where you've been playing all year, where you compare, but really at the end of the year with some roster differences and different things of that nature, get you set up for World Series play. And as you can see going through, we've already crowned some One Nation championships in world play. Those pictures that we're showing in the background are from Nashville, our Winter World event, and we're looking forward to do more of that coming up to our World Series.
Yeah, I mean, it takes you back to when it was cold out. Now we're we're transitioned when it's a little bit warmer.
Now it's 90
out.
degrees.
Yeah, so it's the heat. It's summer, but that's what teams are used to, playing for the championships in the heat and battling with the guys that they've gone to battle with all season long. So that really takes us into the weekend we're probably most excited about, where you and I have taken over an event that was a little bit stale a couple of years ago, where we had a C-State, C-National, 20 teams total on a weekend at Berliner, and we've really taken this event, and I mean, last year alone, we had 110 teams.
It exploded.
Between all divisions that we had there. This is going to be the weekend of August 14th through the 16th. So we've got a lot going on. We've put it all in print, but we want to make sure just everyone is aware as we talk about it here as we get closer to these events. The first thing that we're going to do is on Friday night. So we're not going to play during the day on Friday. So we're going to kick it off Friday evening, and we're going to start with two divisions. So the one thing that you and I talked about going back over a year ago is starting Friday night with the women's.
Yep.
And one of the things that we found out with introducing the women's Midwest Nationals was they wanted to come in and they wanted to make a weekend of it, and they wanted more games.
Right.
And we talked about it, and we're going to make it happen for them. So the women's Midwest Nationals is going to be a 4-game guarantee event.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, we're going to start pool play on Friday evening and do a couple rounds of pool play, and then we're going to go into seeded double elimination tournaments for the women's, divided up by class. So beyond excited about what we can do for the women. So it's going to truly be a 2 to 3 day event for the women's. And just giving them and making them the centerpiece of that weekend was really exciting for you and I, especially with having Amy on board now, and making sure that the women's have this marquee event on their calendar. They're playing Friday night. We would be remiss if we left out the C teams, where this event has started a couple of years ago, was really with the C teams and having a bigger event for all the C teams in Ohio. We've now expanded it and made it a national event. So almost 30 teams last year for C Midwest Nationals. We hope to grow with that. That is going to be a Saturday start, so we'll go Saturday, Sunday with the men's C. And you can't leave out the D&E team. So we've got the whole complex. We're excited about bringing in everybody for one big weekend. It's not always that we can do that. Mojo Moneyball is one of those unique events that we did that for. But this weekend as well, a low cost player members benefit discount weekend for the D&E teams, one of those last chance qualifier weekends. So beyond excited about that. And then we got our 2 World Series weekends that quickly follow up these August national event weekends.
Absolutely. And the great thing about what I love about this, Rick, is, when we've talked about we've transitioned to this player membership and team membership, this is why we've created this kind of weekend, is to give everything we can back for those members of One Nation to have just an unbelievable weekend of softball there in August.
Yeah.
Postseason, we get into October. Also, before we mention anything about our October postseason play in the fall, you can tell One Nation is committed to making sure that you have the best venues, as we said in our mission statement, the best amateur athletic venues across the country.
Yeah, and so, as Todd was alluding to, we've got some October dates. Some people might have already heard about, but let's just recap our World Series dates at Berliner. These are staples that have been on our calendar for several years, and we've gotten so big with them that we've had to divide them up into 2 different weekends. So this year, August 22nd and 23rd, again, you can't play in another association with a big World Series event and not have to commit to being there on a Wednesday or Thursday.
Exactly.
That's what we offer our teams is you could travel in on Friday evening. We're not starting our World Series plays until Saturday morning. There's no other association can offer that unless they're doing small tournaments. So we're real excited about that and being able to maintain that. So August 22nd and 23rd, that's where we offer the C and the E World Series. So that's our first One Nation. You mentioned off camera talking about how exciting would it be to be one of the teams that is the first One Nation World Series champion.
Absolutely.
So very excited about offering that. And then we move into taking 1 weekend off in between, but then Labor Day weekend is the big staple on our calendar, and offering the men's B, the men's D, and then the women's returning back to Ohio after a 1-year hiatus off in Maryland.
Yep.
So we're going to do the men's B, the men's D, and the women's that September 5th and 6th weekend, that Labor Day weekend. So as we start to get into postseason play, we've kind of recapped where we've brought you in from nationals and got you to World Series, and then talk about obviously some of the fall World Series destination locations that we're going to send teams to here in October.
Yeah, we're going back down to Myrtle Beach. Great customers of ours down there in the fall, and then also looking forward to continuing to adding our expansion of One Nation Slow Pitch with our co-ed dates, which we'll get out to you as soon as possible, as well as our 35 and 40 and over. So plenty of chances to play One Nation Slow Pitch with a lot of great venues and a lot of different things across the United States.
Yeah, so we want to make sure you guys keep a date on your calendar as well. That October 9th, 10th, and 11th weekend, that Friday through Sunday, big weekend plan. We're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We're going to be in Myrtle Beach. Again, we're going to fill the parks. Those weekends, we've heard from the teams, they love coming to Berliner and playing the big events, but they want a destination also. In addition to that, they've always asked us, where's your destination World Series at? And we're real excited about being able to offer Nashville, Tennessee, Music City,
Absolutely.
And then going to the beach and playing in Myrtle Beach again. The weather at that time of the year in October is beautiful. Perfect. Both of those locations. So we're going to do in Myrtle Beach, we just worked this out recently. The men's AB, we're going to do a combo. So that's like an open World Series there in Myrtle Beach, October 9th through the 11th. The men's C and D as well. And then the women's, we're going to have their destination World Series. And then moving on to Nashville that same weekend, we're going to do the men's E. We expect a huge turnout.
We do.
And then we have a local following down in that region where we're going to also add in the men's rec. So men's E and men's rec that same weekend. We have, the teams have asked for it, and we've been out there pounding the pavement.
Just responded.
And just like you said, we were able to respond and giving them these destination dates for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot going on. Don't forget, you don't have to remember all these dates on the video. We will have this stuff on our website at onenationslowpitch.com, as well as on our social media. And again, I want to thank everybody that's been following us on social media. The response and the following has been outstanding. So Rick, thanks for all this great information and all the work that you're doing to bring these great venues and great commitments of tournaments together. And of course, why wouldn't you want to become one of the very first teams to be, you won't get another chance like this, first time only to be a champion of an association that you become the number one team to do that in the history of that slow pitch making up. You can't beat it. Again, many reasons for you to join the nation. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.